I'm at an age now, 30, where if you are not Natalie Portman or the Queen of Italy, you are not entering my life.
Natalie Portman is married.
I'm just saying,
is there a Queen of Italy?
I don't know. The caliber that you have to be at in order for me to even think about dating you.
Okay.
Seriously, like a serious dating, not like to fuck, but like serious. You have to be bringing so much to the table at this point in my life. And I don't mean like success. I just mean like you have to be so worth my time. Like
But how are you judging that if not through success and wealth?
No, because like if their job is something like if you invented the hot air balloon, like do you know what I mean? Like if your job is something.
If you're a ghost.
Yeah, like. Do we look bad sitting like this? Should we sit up?
I mean, okay.
Have an opinion, Doug.
You guys look the same, always.
That's literally not true.
I've gained and lost a lot of weight.
One time Allison said, sometimes I think people don't need makeup, but then when you come out of doing your makeup, you look totally different.
I never said that to you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You meant it in like a way where you were saying that I look different with makeup or without makeup.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
When?
It was like 2 years ago. I think about it every day.
Was I high?
I don't know.
We got an email where this girl was talking about how she's bisexual, but she's in a serious relationship with a guy, and so she doesn't really know how to like let her sexuality be known without being like, hi, this is my boyfriend, I'm bi.
Sure.
And so she was I wanted to open the topic to bi erasure.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I always say, man, just why do you think I have so many bi t-shirts?
Just so people know?
Yeah, I'm literally wearing a shirt right now that says girls don't like boys, girls like aliens, and Dana Scully.
But that could be perceived more as gay.
Lesbian.
You should say
girls do like boys
and also
aliens and also Dana Scully. That's why I have so many like bi pins. I literally have a bi tattoo.
Do you feel like you need to constantly let people know? And did you feel that way when you were in a relationship with a woman or mostly when you were in a relationship with a man?
When I was in a relationship with a man, I felt like I wanted people to know I was bi because I felt like my sexuality was being erased. When I'm with a woman, I feel like I want to let people know I'm bi so that these lesbians don't say mean shit about bi people. Because sometimes you're like a little infiltrating double agent, and they'll like be like biphobic in front of you
without realizing that you're bi.
Yeah, and then you go, hey, wait a minute. And then they're kind of like weirdly disappointed when you say that.
That's like when people talk shit about plastic surgery.
Yes.
And then I go, oh yeah, I've had a nose job. And then everyone gets real uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Why do you think that like of all the sexualities, this one is like the least believed?
Because they think that once you're settled, you're done. Like it's this thing of like, people just can't wrap their heads around it. They really can't. Like there's this whole thing of like, well, you know, this narrative of like, when did you know you were gay? And then like, you know, people are like, oh, I had this big moment or whatever. Or like, you know, who was your first crush? Like if you're straight. And then it's like, oh, my like love of my life in third grade or whatever.
No one's ever asked me who my first crush is.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of rude.
I like got married to a kid on the playground when I was 5.
Yeah, I got married too.
We had like a full wedding.
We tried to kiss and then my mom stuck her head out the window and screamed, stop that!
She's gonna do that at your real wedding too.
As long as it happens, I don't care.
Oh, I'll stand up and yell, stop that! And they'll be like, this checks out. Even as a bi person, I had this thing of like when I realized I liked girls, I was like, oh, okay, I'm a lesbian. But then I still liked guys, so I was like, okay. So it's like it wasn't even clear to me, like there was not like a moment of figuring something out. So until I heard the word bisexual in the musical Rent, I didn't know. I didn't know. And then even then it's always this thing of like, choose a side. Choose what side you're on. Like,
right.
So you feel like, and I do feel like you present different ways with different groups of people, which is hard. You're just like a chameleon or something.
Would you like me to perform all of Light My Candle right now?
I've heard you on your Insta story doing it.
Here we go.
No.
Would you forget? Got a light. I know you. You're shivering. It's nothing. Would this be by Erasure right now?
You're erasing me with the musical Rent. It's still hard for me. That's why I go so hard at talking about being bi. I talk about it endlessly, and then people are like, ugh, but it's like, I don't want anyone to forget.
But is that sort of the advice that you would give? Is like, feel free to keep, like, just put it in people's faces and talk about it, and like, you know, if someone enters your life, like a coworker or a new friend, like, make sure that they know.
I think so. I mean, I think, like, because people think it's not real, but if they know you, then maybe they will think it's real. Although I even had problems, like, a friend of mine, I mean, when I was in New York, a friend of mine who is, like, a gay guy and who is, like, one of my best friends I've known forever, like, people just say shit offhand. Like, he was like, yeah, I think you'll end up with a woman. And I was like, why? Why do you do that? Why? You should get a bunch of shirts, get a bunch of pins. I also think, like, it's tough sometimes because, like, especially with male partners who are very fragile, they'll be like, they don't want people to know. Like, the one guy I dated who was, like, really nervous about his mom knowing.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, people think it's, like, that their friends will be like, oh, she's, like, gonna cheat on you. Or, like, that they're gonna be like, oh, well, she's gonna, like, you know, like, they're even, like, women I've dated, like, their friends being like, she's gonna go back to dudes or whatever.
But also, like, who cares?
People,
you broke up.
I know, but people really care.
Yeah.
You broke up, so they'll leave you
They
for
can go
whoever
with them,
they
yeah, like,
exactly.
they can date whoever they want to
But I
date.
think a lot of people are like, if you start dating the like a different gender, they go, oh, insult to injury.
I would be like, phew.
Me too.
Right?
I'd go, well, you're getting something you can't get from me.
Right.
C'est la vous.
My worst version is someone who looks and acts just like me, because then it's like,
That's what's wrong with me.
what did I do wrong? Clearly, I'm a version of your type, and I just really fucked it up.
How do you think your exes feel that they're all carbon copies of each other?
That one got dug.
If you are bi, it is hard because it's like hard to win because people go, oh, she talks about it all the time. And then if you don't talk about it, they go, oh, well, how was I supposed to know?
I feel like it might be a good rule to, like, make sure that you let everyone know at least once.
But then people don't even hear you. Like, so many times I would be like, my ex-girlfriend, and they'd be like, oh, she misspoke. Or,
No, I didn't really believe you at first.
see?
But to be fair, it was a different time. It was 2014.
Oh, before you were woke?
Yeah.
Pre-woke?
I think it was like 2013.
It was 2013 when we met.
Yeah, so I didn't know anything in 2013.
Yeah, because you were like, I mean, and this is not to call you out at all, but you were like, oh, she has a boyfriend.
Right. No,
So-
I was completely. That's why I have such hope about all of this stuff, because I've changed, and like education has completely changed the way that I think about the world and think about people and realize what other people's lifestyles are like. So that's sometimes when it's like, you know, oh, don't even bother to explain. It's like, I would explain once and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
Don't explain 8 times, but like,
Yeah.
you know, one explanation might do the trick.
Yeah. I would love to be like, oh, one day it's all solved and everything is beautiful and bi, but like, it is a constant coming out process too. And some people I read very gay to them, and other people are like, no. But also, there's a girl, that bartender, who looks so quintessentially what you would think is gay, and she said she was straight.
Yeah.
So you can't even judge based on an undercut anymore.
Tell me about it.
This bitch is appropriating our culture. What's a cool job? Whaleologist? Whatever. Like, if
You've
you're
taken a big turn from Natalie Portman
okay,
to whaleologist.
because I don't want to seem like a gold digger.
But you can
but-
be. Why not?
No, because that's not what it's about. It's about, like, if you're not coming into my life and making my life so fucking interesting, then I don't have time for you.
Okay.
You better be bringing, like, you better literally be a ghost. If you're not a ghost who's come back to life and, like, that's your deal, I don't want to talk to you.
I like this plan.
Be as interesting as a ghost. Or get away from me.